Hey everybody! Due to popular demand, I am going to show a making a card from start to finish video. It's going to be edited quite heavily because there is no way I can get a card done in under 10 minutes. But I'll just kind of show you the basics as I make it. So I've already colored the image. That's a completely separate video. I'll post a link in the sidebar. And I chose a Nestabilities die to cut it out. And usually I usually have a die in mind when I start, and I knew this time I wanted to use an oval one, so just going to, this is a long ovals die. Again, I'll post links to everything in the sidebar, or below if you're watching on my blog. So I'm just going to center the die with the cut facing down, and then I'm going to tape it into place so that it doesn't shift when I run it through my machine. So that's all there is to it, and I'll be back after I've cut it out. Okay, so I run it through the machine, I've cut it out, and now I want a frame for the image. Dirty from running it through the die, or through the machine. So I chose a scalloped oval. This time I chose one that's a fairly bit kind of bigger. I really want it to show up. So, and I think I'm going to use black to frame this. Okay, so now I have my main image and the frame, and this is going to be attached to the card base. Yes, I always cut it 1/8 and 1 inch shorter on each side than the card base, because the card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that's where this will go. And since this is so large, I'm actually not going to do a whole heck of a lot to it. I want to add some color, obviously, to it, because that's pretty plain. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some red cardstock. This is too big for what I want it for. I want it to be smaller than this, so there we go. Okay. And this is basically just what I do. I just kind of sit around and fiddle with it till I see how I like the placement. And yes, I like how that looks. I'm going to just use my basic go-to folder. I'll use the Swiss Dots one. So I'm going to run this through the machine. Just get that centered into place. And we'll run that through. Okay, ran that through, so now it's all textured. That makes a nice difference. I really like that. I need some ribbon. I think I'm going to go with an aqua color. Okay, found some satin aqua ribbon. So that will work perfectly. And I'm going to cut it. Since I plan on tying it in a bow, I'm going to cut it a fair bit longer than the area it's wrapping around. And I know I want it to go there. And I want the bow to be, I think I'll have the bow on this side. Yeah, because I'm going to put a few things here. So I want the bow to be here. However, I don't want the bow to be on the edge. I want it to be in the middle. So what I'm going to do, get my paper cutter out of the way, I'm going to have to adhere these together to get that done. It's my trusty ATG. Some adhesive on here. Okay, and center that onto the frame. There we go. Okay, so I know I want the ribbon, the bow to be around here. So I'm going to use my Making Memories Instant Setter, and that's a little too narrow. That's a little too wide. Actually, I'll use this one. This is the 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, this one says it's 5/8, but it's way too wide. I don't like that. So yeah, I'm going to use the 3/8 of an inch ribbon punch. And this is where it's going to get loud. I just eyeball this again, so you can measure if you want. If you want it to be perfectly straight and use a pencil, I don't care. I just kind of eyeball it and make it as straight as I can. I'll get it kind of closer, actually. And since I'm cutting through 2 layers of heavyweight cardstock, there we go, I will just there we go, perfectly cut, and that's where the ribbon will be threaded through, like so. And let's adhere the red piece to the card front. I want to adhere the main image. Don't know if I want it to be up on dimensionals or not. Might as well. I'm going to put that on dimensionals just to give it a little more depth and whatnot. I'm going to use, since it's so big, I'm going to use these larger dimensionals. I get these through Confessions of a Ribbon Addict, Jody. And again, link will be in the sidebar. So peel off backing. Okay, and make sure that the ribbon isn't going to be stuck to anything when I place this onto the card front, like so. Press it down. Okay, now I want to tie the ribbon. I'm not going to show me tying the bow and whatnot. I have a bow and knot tying tutorial video that I will again post a link to in the sidebar. So I will be back in a minute. I definitely want to add something here. Probably some Prima flowers will look pretty. And now I just need to find a few that match this color of ribbon, which I've got quite a few that do, so that works perfectly. Just get a few of these different ones, like some different textures. And I just need like a little one. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that'll work. Brads, I couldn't find any large red brads, which is what I wanted. So I've just got these black sugar-coated brads by Doodlebug, which are larger. So I'll get some of those out. 3 of those. Okay. And then my little foam mat from Stampin' Up. Stick that underneath. Position the brads or the flowers how I want them. So that looks good. Then I'm just going to use the tip of my scissors to pierce holes for the brads, since these are larger. When I'm using mini brads, I just use a paper piercer, but with the large brads I use scissors so that they go through the heavyweight cardstock easier. Just push those through to hold them in place, like so. And last but not least, one more. Okay. So I like how that looks. Now I just need to flip them over and flatten the brads. Okay. And then to really flatten them, I use the flat end of my paper piercer. Press down really good to flatten the little prongs. Okay. So got that. And honestly, I think for now that's good. So I just need to mount this onto a card base. So since I went with black, I'm going to make this a red card base. And that was the reason why I cut the white cards slightly narrower, so then I've got that perfect little border. So I want to adhere this in place. Okay. There we go. There is a card from start to finish. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!